Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. Welcome to this week's Commitments of Traders review. Today we're going to have a look at the 12th COT reporting 2014. As usual, we're going to start off with the changes in commercials positions. So here we go. You can see we've got NASDAQ on top of our list with a 44% change in commercials positions, 39 in large speculators, 12 in small speculators. You can see the change over here. It is a bullish type COT change signal, larger than the previous one. And of course the question is, would this affect prices? I am going to show you a few examples over here in the past, larger changes that were able to affect prices. Here you have a few examples for that, and I believe we can state that COT change signals are effective signals in NASDAQ. Moving on to the, actually let's have a look at the 5 years chart and see whether we have an extreme in the market. You may see that actually no, not a real extreme. We're basically always bouncing off these, this line over here. Prices are unable to decline for longer term. We have some periods in this rally when prices go down, but only for a short period of time. Let's move on and have a look at the Canadian dollar, where we have this 29% change in commercials positions. Of course, it is a bearish change signal. You can see that we have a few similarly large changes on this 1 year's chart. Actually, this one over here is a perfect signal affecting prices very well. Then we have a few more changes over here, similarly bearish type COT change signals, pushing prices a bit lower. Then we've got a bearish type COT change signal over here, but not that large. You see coming not at the best moment over here. Opening a 5 years chart, let's have a look at the extreme in the Canadian dollar. Here we go. You can see that similarly to the NASDAQ, we're moving away from these extreme territories. In case of Canadian dollar, we were talking about bullish COT extreme signals. Well, basically we can state that since we are not that far from these levels, we may eventually see a bottoming of prices. We could see this extreme widening even more in the next few weeks. So that's an interesting market to have your eyes on. Moving on to the Dow Jones, where we have this 25% change in commercials positions. So almost 20% less than in NASDAQ, but still significant. You may see on this chart. We do see greater changes in Dow Jones previously. Here we have a similar large change. Maybe not at the best point in time. Here we have another bullish change signal from commercials and large speculators. Again, this is a bullish type of COT change signal, possibly pushing prices a bit higher. Moving on to large speculator COT Extreme. Here we go. We've got feeder cattle on top of our list with a 103 report extreme in large speculators. So let's open feeder cattle first and see everything on a wider time frame. Just clicking on this 5 years chart. Here we go. You can see this extreme widening pretty much, although we do see greater extremes in the past. Even on this 5 years chart, you can see large speculators being almost at 20,000 contracts net long, or I would say, well, 18,000 contracts net long, and of course commercials being even in a greater extreme territory. Those were very nice and effective bearish type COT change signals. We're not there yet, so this rally can continue a bit. I'm not saying that we need to wait until market participants reach these levels, but of course this is how you do your historical analysis. You can see over here that they've basically reached this level almost every time before the change in the trend happened. So that's what we're expecting again to happen. Let's move on and open the Chicago wheat market, where we have the 67 report extreme in large speculators and also in commercials. Opening a 5 years chart. Here we go. We can see everything on this wider time frame. Again, similarly to feeder cattle, we've still got some space left for the extreme to become even greater. So, of course, let's not forget about this huge bullish extreme that we had in wheat market that eventually pushed prices into rally mode. So we may need to wait a bit before we get this bearish COT extreme signal that will eventually stop the rise of prices. I believe that we've still got space left. And there's no reason to think prices can't go any higher from here. And last but not least, the British pound. We have a 63 report extreme over there in large speculators. Not that large, but I mean, number-wise, it doesn't seem to be too large. Of course, we need to open a chart. It's going to help us see the size of the extreme in reference to other extremes. You may see that basically we've reached a level that we had a few times on this 5 years chart. It is, of course, unquestionably a bearish type COT extreme signal. And if you're watching the cursor over here in my mouse, you can see that these were effective COT extreme signals in the past. It may be effective again, of course. That's the signal effect. Okay, that's going to be all for this week. If you would like to have a look at other COT charts, you can do so by checking out our COT charts page. Of course, on our COT analysis page, you have the option of doing a more detailed analysis of the market. You may add a long-term trend, the volume and open interest scores, the COT index to our table. You can look at market complexes and new COT report types, other data types as well. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.